All right, awesome. Joined now by Dan Big Cat Katz, co-host of the Top Sports Cast podcast, I should say. Pardon my take. Big Cat, appreciate you joining me here. We're obviously here to talk about the book that you guys have coming out, which is Tuesday, August 18th, will be hitting the shelves. And I obviously want to start with that. This has been a work in progress, getting this thing together. I know you guys are pumped for this thing to finally get out. Where's the excitement level, knowing that we're about 24 hours or so from these bad boys hitting the shelves?
I'm very excited for the process to be over.
Yeah.
I learned more than anything, and I know this is probably bad publicity for a book to go on someone's show and be like, hey, if I give you one tip, don't ever write a book. But that is how I feel. I'm happy it's over. I'm happy that we did it. It was really cool to look back at 10 years of the podcast and what, you know, the different ups and downs and being able to stay as the number one sports podcast for so long and what went into that, and having a lot of our favorite guests write in chapters and everything that went into the show. But yeah, I'm excited for it to be over. So I'm ready. I'm ready to be done. And I learned very quickly that I can't write anymore. I can't read. I am functionally an illiterate person, but here we are. We have a book.
Yeah, for sure. And now all of you guys are doing because like you mentioned, some of the guys who are involved with all of this. You have Ryan Russillo, Scott Van Pelt. You have all these guys who have kind of helped boost this show over the last decade plus here. And what did it mean to you to have so many people kind of get involved with it, and then just kind of the logistics of how all of it worked out too?
Yeah, it was awesome. I think that was the coolest part of writing this book because, we knew going into it, we don't have the capability of writing an entire 400-page book, so we needed to farm out a lot of this work and make other people do it for us. And it just so happens that the other people that did it for us are pretty well-known people, like a Scott Van Pelt, a Ryan Russillo, J.J. Watt, Joe Buck, Mike Florio, Chris and Kyle Long, all these guys who have meant a ton to us in terms of what has made the show, because I think what's made our show special over the years is that we've always, from the beginning, and we talk about it in the book, but we've always from the beginning said that our goal is when we have someone on the show, we want them to want to come back. It's never just a one-time thing. Whether we have them back or not, it doesn't matter. It's when they come on, we want them to come back on the show and be like, hey, I like those guys. I had a good time. So getting to a point where a lot of these people have become so integral and important to our lives that they're willing to write a chapter. I mean, Josh Allen wrote a chapter. Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the NFL. He's about to start the season. He's got a new baby. Like, he shouldn't feel compelled to, but that's the type of guy he is. And it's special to look back and see all these people who kind of have embraced us in that way, and really cool to read all the chapters.
Yeah, and that's a big thing you just mentioned there, is how everyone has sort of embraced you, and how you guys have become so relatable to continue to have the support through it all. What's maybe the key ingredient to that recipe of sustaining those relationships and just maintaining that likability that you guys have built your platform?
I think it's never taking yourself too seriously and realizing that sports are stupid and sports are meant to be entertainment and sports are meant to be an escape for us. And I think too often people have gotten too serious about sports, and it's just we know how, like, we're meatballs at the end of the day, right? Like, we have meatball tendencies, we have meatball thoughts. We're the type of guys who, like, oh yeah, a hockey fight can change a game. Like, got to go, throw a fastball at someone's head. Maybe that will bring you a rally on. So we have those thoughts, but we also have the other thoughts of, like, hey, there's more to the game. Maybe some analytics, all these things. So, but it all comes into this one big, hey, this is supposed to be fun. We're supposed to have a good time watching sports. We know we take it too seriously, but being able to step back and be like, hey, it's not life or death. We're not covering a war. We're not covering, like, a crisis. We're talking about preseason football, or, a MAC game in, Ball State playing on a Tuesday night in Kalamazoo, Michigan. That's fun. So I think just having that and being able to always laugh at ourselves has been a blessing the last 10 years.
Yeah, and you guys, like, that's what I love about you guys is the thing is you do stick to your roots of being just that average sports fan, and it feels like you're in a living room talking to somebody, and that's what makes it so great. But also, I mean, it's also fascinating to me how popular, and I don't know if you want to take the word famous, but like you guys are famous people now. So like when you have the roots of being that average sports fan, but it's like you guys have grown like this huge tree with different branches of being like intelligent people along the way as well. Did you notice when that started to take off a little bit, where you started to grow those branches from the roots of being a sports fan?
Yeah, I mean, I think it happened naturally. I still don't feel famous, and I know that's stupid to say because I know, like, obviously when you have as many people listen to a show and recognize you on the street, like, yeah, we have some level of fame, but I think the fact that it's been a slow burn and that it wasn't like an overnight thing, I think there's also like this element of when there's a lot of podcasters out there, celebrity podcasters, athletes that are podcasting. They do it almost as a hobby. It's always been our job. So it's like, even though we have this level of fame, we're still working as hard as we ever did, and it's our job. So I think that's kept us a little grounded. And at the end of the day, we all just look around and we're like, hey, our job is to like bust each other's chops and talk about sports and watch sports for a living. Let's just do whatever we can to keep doing this. So it's like, you know, putting your ego aside and being like, let's just keep this thing going because we know how much fun it is. I think has been a real blessing for this, and realizing like it's okay to say you're living in the golden times, like the golden ages. Like I know for a fact that I am in the best period of my life, and it's just like professionally speaking wise, and it's okay to say it's enough. I don't need more. I don't need the next thing. We made in the book, we talk about it. The Barstool Van Talk, the ESPN saga. That was our moment of like, hey, we don't need the next thing. Because when we started the show, it was just, we need the next thing. We need the next thing. We need to be on TV. A podcast isn't sustainable. It's got to be TV because this is 2017 we're talking now. And going through that process and getting it canceled after one episode, we realized, hey, it's okay to say what we have is pretty special, and you don't need more than that. And I think that's been a real saving grace to both like our weird fame and our success as a show.
Yeah, for sure. And like, yeah, I remember the Barstool Van Talk stuff. Kind of a dark day in the moment, but you nailed it perfectly. Of where you're in a dark space, but it opens up like much more of the light that you want to see in the tunnel that you're currently going through.
Yeah.
And like, so when you mentioned, you go back to 2016, 17, when it felt like podcasting was sort of getting into its, you know, roller coaster type thing of like where it's going to go and charge. But when you guys have been doing it for 10 years, what have you maybe noticed has changed throughout like the online media world during that time? Is there anything that sort of sticks out?
I think what I just mentioned in terms of the amount of people that are doing podcasts and being athletes and celebrities, I think is actually really like beneficial to us. And I am not stupid. We say this all the time, but there's definitely a time and place. And you get when you talk about being successful, if you don't talk about the luck that was involved, you're just lying to yourself and to everyone else. We had tremendous amount of luck. And I think starting in 2016, before the podcast bubble got bigger and bigger, was very lucky because we were time and place. There wasn't any show really like us. There was a gap in the world, in the sports commentary world, of guys who just want to have fun with it. And if we tried to start this show today, it would not be as successful as it is now. Like, I just fully admit that, and I fully understand that. But what's happened in the last 10 years is podcasting has shifted to where you have the celebrities, you have the former athletes, everyone's trying to get into it. And I think our ability, one, that it's our full-time job, gives us a leg up, and two, that we were able to start it at a time when we were able to break through and having that sustained success. And that's why we're still standing. Like, there's been a lot of luck, and there's also just like been a lot of hard work that goes into it. And everyone else thinks that they can do a podcast and have it, reach number one right away. And it's really hard. There's a lot that goes into it. And I think we know it through the years how much goes into it. Yeah,
for sure. And I know I'd be remiss. Obviously, I'm here in Indianapolis. And I know this is a city that you guys are pretty fond of.
Love Indy.
What is it about Indy that makes you excited when you guys happen to come back?
Listen, I think Indy is the perfect city for a big event. I've been to multiple Big Ten championship games, Final Fours. I had the worst night of my life when I'm a University of Wisconsin grad, 2015 when we lost to Duke. I actually still feel bad for all the bartenders in Indianapolis because those nerds from Duke ended up winning, and they probably didn't drink a single drop when you had the entire Badger Nation ready to just party forever. So I apologize to Indy restaurants and bars for that night that the refs got involved and Coach K paid them off. That's neither here nor there. But yeah, Indy's perfect. Like, you show up, like the Final Four this year. So we go every year for the Combine, but then we'll obviously be there for whenever there's a Final Four. And you show up, and you never have to get in a car. You never have to get in a taxi. You can walk everywhere. You can walk to the stadium. You can walk to the bars. You can walk to the restaurants. So I think Indy's a great city that is very underrated, and people who don't visit it probably don't realize that it really is just the perfect place for a big event. And I've always just loved going down there.
A couple more questions here for you, Dan. I know you got to get going here soon, but wanted to ask, obviously, I know your thoughts on it just by listening to the podcast, but this whole Hammond, Indiana, Chicago Bears thing is, and like I relate with it because I'm also a Chicago sports guy. So it's this thing, it's a gray area, and we're both saying ourselves, we're not going to believe anything until shovels are in the ground.
Yep.
But just like the thoughts of Indiana getting a new team and one being our team that could potentially be moving states. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I still don't believe it. I think the Bears are just so poorly run when it comes to this stuff. Kevin Warren doesn't know what he's doing. And what ends up happening is you have a state in Indiana who took advantage of an opportunity here, where they understand the Bears are, Kevin Warren is not doing his due diligence. They're not doing the things that need to be done to get the Bears to stay in Illinois and be at Arlington Heights. So Indiana just comes like, hey, we'll make a proposal for you. You don't have to lift a finger. Meanwhile, in Illinois, they're like, hey, actually lift a finger. Show us what the plan, and we'll maybe give you some of these tax breaks. It's so ridiculous. I think the NFL is going to get involved, which is going to be so embarrassing for Kevin Warren and the Bears if Goodell has to get involved and be like, hey, you guys couldn't figure this out. I'm going to figure it out for you. So I don't fault Indiana whatsoever. They see an opportunity, and they've gone for it. But it is utterly ridiculous how long it's all played out and how incompetent it feels like the Bears ownership group and Kevin Warren have been.
And big picture, I guess, when you look at the league, I guess specifically the Colts here, who are getting ready to start a new season with Daniel Jones, second-year guy here. Any thoughts on the Colts, and do you have any expectations of them this year?
Yeah, I feel like the Colts have just been the same story ever since Andrew Luck left, and it's been a revolving door at quarterback, and it's been a good, never great team, and I think this is like the first time where it's like, hey, you had Daniel Jones last year. Obviously, he gets hurt, but you now have back-to-back years where it's like, hey, this is going to be our quarterback, and he's not some old quarterback where you brought him in because he was good 10 years ago. So I expect the Colts to be better this year, and I think it does feel like they're reaching a point where if this year goes poorly, it's like you got to clean house for everything, And so, yeah, this is a big year for the Colts franchise overall.
All right, awesome. Dan Big Cat Katz, thank you again for joining me, man. Again, part of my book releasing on the shelves Tuesday, August 18th. Pre-orders, go to the bookstores, get them yourselves. Big Cat, I will say once again, I'm not a big reader. This is a book that I said I have to go get because I will read it. And it's a funny thing too. My girlfriend is a huge reader. She reads all the time. When I told her about this book, she got excited and saying that she's pumped to watch me read a book. So this is a new thing. She wants to make a date night out of it. We'll sit on the couch, read our books, and so on and so forth. So, Dan, appreciate it again. Love you guys so much. Day one AWL here. Even going back to the times of you doing Chicago Sky stuff, championship reporting in Detroit. It's just all good things. And I speak for everyone, and I think you know this. You've heard it so many times. You guys make our days feel better 3 days out of the week with your podcast and all the things that you guys do. So appreciate it. Pardon my take. Pardon my book. Again, out Tuesday, August 18th. Big Cat, thanks again for joining me, man.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate all the kind words.